Hello, everyone. Welcome to Modern Wall Street's Trader Talk with Peter Tuchman. Get over here. We have our special guest, and do you even want to be on the show, Peter?
Of course I do, always.
Absolutely. Look what we have here.
Wednesday. That's why I come into work.
Thank you so much. That's
Giddy up
great.
on that.
Look at what we have here. We have Dow 23,500.
We did. We hit it this morning. You know what? I just think it's kind of fun. I decided I was going to break it up a little bit. We've been doing it every 1,000 points. They're happening really fast. I just wanted to see how fast we'd get to this one, and it's been 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, we're going up 500 points.
It's so true. And we did open up the day like bam, bam, bam. All major indices hit record highs.
Look, we're in the beginning of the month, November. October ended up as a great party month here. Market was high as it's ever been. We're at record highs right now. Well, record high was 23.5 something this morning. We hit it. Market opened up 100 and seemed solid. Nothing is engaging this market in a negative way. We did see what's interesting for me is the other day a lot of people feel that the market's up on this tax reform hope, okay, and rarely have we seen the markets. 2 days ago, what day is today? Today's Wednesday. So 2 days ago, the news came out that actually the tax reform bill to be done in a solid one-day event was off the table, and that it was going to be coming out in tranches over the next 5 years. And the market reacted negatively to it. So I think that's interesting to see. But with a market up 5,000 points on a hope of tax reform and down, it got down 200 that day and then ended up rallying back. By the end of the day, we're only down 100. My feeling was that's quite a good show of the market, because if it's been up on that, and that's its biggest hope, and that actually suddenly got pulled out from under us and laid out over a 5-year period, which could be past Mr. Trump's presidency, ending in I think it was 2022. It was going to be a tranched delivery of the tax reform bill. I would have thought that if the market was all about that, then the market should have been really down 400 or 500 points. It wasn't. It was down 200. It rallied back. So that, as you and I talk on a regular basis about this, is that there's money in the sidelines. There's people with shopping lists. That every sell-off we're seeing, whether it's 100 or 200, and we have not seen too many, there are people waiting around to buy stocks on sale, and not even waiting for a big discount. Right? Normally, when that happens, people wait around and you let the market come to you. They're impatient when they're sitting around waiting for to buy.
Can't be a doctor if you don't have the patience, right?
Ooh, I like that. Stop the madness.
Well, we have fresh money coming in November. Is there any room for improvement anywhere? Because that could be a sign of some kind of possibility.
You know what? It's hard. It's really hard to know. The earnings have been solid. We did have a couple of days or weaker earnings. It's very stock specific. We're seeing some of the stocks with reasonable earnings. Look at the tech sector today. Also, Facebook on fire, Apple on fire. The record sales for the iPhone X. I mean, whatever that's being thrown on the table, it's getting eaten up. Right? It's the appetite for stocks and this market seems unbelievable. The market tells us where it wants to go. Right? The path of least resistance seems to be up. We're talking about IPOs. IPOs are coming down. We're seeing a lot of them. They're acting okay again. There was a period back in 13, 14, IPOs were on fire. Then we did have a bit of a lag where there wasn't a lot of fresh money, interested money in it. They were rather just involved in the market per se. Now it seems like there's a little more interest in them again.
Yes, well, it's interesting that you mentioned tech because we have Apple's earnings coming out, and then I also read today that Qualcomm is looking to get its microchips not from Qualcomm anymore, but looking towards Intel, etc. Any news with those stocks? Any buzz on the floor?
There's another couple of. I'm trying to remember what it was the other day. There was that day that Microsoft was up, Intel was up. Right, we saw that. It was last Friday, right? Yeah. We saw across the board rally in earnings coming out of most of the tech, and they were on fire. And Amazon up to 130 points. Oh, yeah. So, that's fueling this market. And now, as we see, sometimes Friday, the Dow was down, the rest of the S&P was up. Right? You're seeing tech sector is still on fire. Any opportunity to buy in that seems like the thing to do. I think we need to mention that we did have a terrorist attack here in New York last night, and our prayers go out to the people who lost family members and those who are injured. But it's unbelievable that how do markets react to these events, right? There's fear, there's anxiety, right? It's obviously not affecting the market right now. Is that a reason? Because I don't think at any point are we jaded by the events because people's lives are lost, then the world gets anxious. But I think that it's perception. Hopefully, thank God it wasn't a much bigger event, right? New York has definitely is on the docket to be a target, right? But thank God it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, our hearts go out to all those folks and their families. But you make a good point. The markets only focus on the positive news, if there is any, or they just keep riding higher.
Correct.
All right.
There's money on the sidelines. Market seems strong. Earnings have been good. Volume is actually reasonable. It's November. This is a traditional positive time of year.